Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 52 of Bonus Features with Alex and Robert. I'm Robert.
And I'm Alex.
So, as always, we begin our episode with our 2-minute pointless interlude of sports, starting with some UFC news.
All right, so we got UFC on ESPN. God, I'm still not used to saying, I'm just so quick to say on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
UFC on ESPN 3, we got Junior Dos Santos versus Ngannou.
Yes.
Now, Dos Santos has looked pretty good. Looked particularly good against Derek Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll win, unless, of course, Ngannou lands a big shot, because that's always how it goes with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's either, loses a close, or not close, not always, but loses a decision or knocks somebody into the next dimension.
Right.
So we'll have to wait and see what that. You know what? I feel like Dos Santos is gonna come out on top, though.
Yeah.
Well, because everyone knows about Ngannou's power at this point.
Right.
That's what I got.
Any other fights on that card tickling your fancy, or are you just...
Who else is on that card?
Hussier Formiga versus Joseph Benavidez, Damian Maia, Anthony Rocco Martin, Roosevelt Roberts, Vince Pichel, Drew Dober, Marco Polo Reyes, and then Alonzo Menafield versus Paul Craig.
See, I've heard, I know who some of those guys are, but I know
only a few
Benavidez and a couple others. I'm mostly just looking forward to the main event for that.
Well, the main event of all main events is coming up in a couple weeks.
Oh, man.
Well, that's UFC 239.
Yeah, that's going to be... We've talked about it a couple times, but that card is just so stacked.
Jones Santos, Nunes Holm, Masvidal Askren...
All three of those fights I am immensely interested in.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Jan
Blachowicz.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be...
And then Luke Rockhold and then Diego Sanchez. And
Luke Rockhold? Oh, man. I forgot about that.
This is a great
card. And Diego
card.
Sanchez?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's going to be a good card.
Any predictions?
I'm pretty sure John Jones has got this one. I think he'll definitely get the W.
Yeah?
Because I think Santos just doesn't have the experience. And then Askren, Masvidal. Well, I mean, it's either Jorge's going to knock his block off early or Askren's just going to eat a shot or two and out-wrestle him. Mm-hmm. So I would say if he doesn't finish him in the first 2 rounds, then Askren might get the advantage. Mm-hmm. And then for Rockhold...
Blachowicz?
Yeah, I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't. I haven't seen Luke Rockhold fight in a long-ass time. Mm-hmm. Last time I saw him fight was against Yo Romero, when Romero missed weight by like 20 pounds. It wasn't that much, but yeah.
And then Sanchez Chiesa?
I'm going to go with Sanchez.
And then Nunes Holm, obviously. Probably Nunes.
Holly Holm is really good, but...
Yeah.
It's just Amanda Nunes is just a whole step above everyone.
She's the T1000 to Holly Holm's T100.
Yeah, and damn it, I'm telling you, if she wants competition, she's got to get the trilogy fight. Mm-hmm. Even though she won both of them, even though some people argue about those 2 results.
Yeah,
that'd be the one that'd be very competitive at the very least.
I agree.
Anyway, moving on, we got soccer.
Yeah.
Women's team. Kicking ass.
Beat France. They beat, who they played before that?
Spain?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. They're probably... I don't know if they're... I was about to say they're probably going to at least go to the semis. I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe play... Well...
Wait, no, they're in the semis. I'm an idiot.
Well, they're going to be playing either England or...
No, I think they're playing England next. I have no idea who they'd play after that. Whatever. We're, how do you put it? We're the fair weather fans.
Yeah. We're your typical American soccer fans.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, but seriously, go Team USA. All right, moving on. I guess that'll do it for sports. Mm-hmm. Unless you have any pressing matters in javelin throwing.
Not since the accident, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we move on to the news.
All right, so our first story is the Charlie's Angels trailer has been released. And this looks a little bit better than I was expecting, but I had extremely low expectations.
As did I. This comes per Elizabeth Banks, who wrote it.
Are you sure? Because I didn't see her name on everything.
That was her? No. Yeah. Elizabeth Banks is directing, writing, and co-starring in this.
Robert, shut up. Everyone already knows that.
Yeah. But this also
but she really made a point of that.
Yeah, no, she did. And, rightfully so. She's been she's been a veteran character actress and performer for a while, so good to see her.
She was also in one of the greatest comedies of all time.
Wet Hot American Summer?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, she's been a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
This has got Kristen Stewart, Naomi Scott, Ella Balinska, someone named Elizabeth Banks, and Jaimin Hansu, and Patrick Stewart, and future He-Man Noah Centineo, or Centennial. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Whatever, that guy. Who's going to be He-Man.
What struck me most about this was, or rather, addressing one of my concerns I had when we talked about this was I was very worried this was going to be something that took itself very seriously. I was worried it was going to be that dark and gritty, this isn't your 1970s Charlie's Angels. And no, this is very much, from what I can tell, in keeping with the Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore stuff, where it's real goofy, real silly and breezy. But it'll probably be a fun watch. It'll probably be entertaining.
Well, see, I'm kind of torn because I thought, yeah, it's good that it's not taking itself very seriously, but some of that dialogue is just so goddamn bad.
I agree.
Who steals aid money? Oh, ha, ha, ha. It's some of the humor was just not working. What'd you do? A blah, 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 cardioid artery.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, it really comes down to how you feel. I think it really does honestly come down, surprisingly, to how you feel about the original two. Because this...
I mean, I was not really... It's weird. I've never seen one, but I've seen two.
I've seen
and
parts of both.
I thought it's an okay movie.
That's what I mean. I don't think they're great, but, they're fine.
They're fine for what they are.
Yeah, they're okay, post-90s, pre-2000, pre-Dark Knight action movies, where they're we can just watch this. They're all right. And I feel like this will be in keeping with that. It'll be fine.
You know what I will say positively, because I wasn't feeling the characters that much, and I didn't like the humor in this. Mm-hmm. The action scenes actually looked pretty goddamn good, if I'm being honest.
And you know what else?
What's that?
Man, and we don't have to say this because she's proven herself, but props to Kristen Stewart. She gets a freaking bad rap for having no personality and not emoting enough as an actor, and she honestly seems to be one of the actors in this that's having a better time than the others.
She's trying harder, I'll give her that.
Yeah, and that's I gotta give it to her for that.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean there's the other ones. Not that they're bad, but it's I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a different role for her because it's usually she does play the brooding darker I've got shit going on in my head, and this one she's just she's a wise ass.
Yeah. Okay, but back to the action. Mm-hmm. You want to know something? I'm not so sure about this movie, but I feel like the action might be pretty cool from what it looks like. That's kind of like another movie, Hitman and Hitman Agent 47. And guess what? The same stunt coordinators and many of the same stunt team worked on this.
Oh, man, if only we could have Skip Woods to polish the script.
Well, based on some of the dialogue, perhaps he had an uncredited run at it.
Oh, man.
No, but this does... What I'm saying is, the one thing I can say was done well in both of those movies is the stunt choreography. Mm-hmm. And same thing here. It looks pretty good. Also, there's a couple other people, other coordinators, because, there's usually about 10 or whatever with that official role. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of them from other movies. There's one of the people who worked on Atomic Blonde.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and the other, also, something I noticed, when you watch a trailer, right, what I sometimes like to do to make sure they're not duping you is, sometimes there will be two action scenes in a movie, but they cut... they alternate, you know what I mean? They chop it up so they alternate between scene 1 and 2 in question here. So it's chunk of scene 1, chunk of scene 2, chunk of scene 1, chunk of scene 2. But we're going to use parts of it that make it looks like it's 4 scenes. Mm-hmm. This, I counted, there's 4 or 5 completely different action scenes.
That's encouraging.
Yeah, so it looks like there's going to be a lot of action in this movie.
That's also encouraging.
So if the script completely sucks ass...
maybe we won't care.
I might not.
Yeah.
You know what? I was... Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to see it because what else is coming out in November?
Yeah, same here.
What are they going to do? Make all these indie movies that are impossible to find wide release when pigs fucking fly. Yeah. So you know what? Fine. I'll just watch the bullshit
remake,
redo, reboot. Horse shit. Like I give up.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I'll play your game.
Fine, you win.
Yeah. Here.
Are you happy now?
Yeah.
Anyway, so it looks like it might be an okay movie.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be. I say with a large eye roll. Oh, fuck it. The action will be fine. At the very least, it's got that. Mm-hmm. So that's the Charlie's Angels trailer. Next up, we've got a trailer for a Real People movie. It has a story and characters, and Jesus Christ, was the acting good in this trailer. It was a trailer for a movie called The Good Liar, which is based off a novel. But guess what? You weren't able to tell that immediately upon watching. Mm-hmm. Like, this didn't have the vibe, what action figures are they trying to sell?
Yeah.
You know, like, even if you didn't know what the hell Spider-Man was, you're thinking, what kind of toys are they going to make from this? This Spider-Man new thing. Mm-hmm. Someone would say, no, it's a comic. Oh, that makes perfect goddamn sense. This, I said, is this based on a book? Just because I'm always skeptical. Mm-hmm. Turns out it is. But again, it's not super obvious.
No.
So, tell the people what it's about.
Well, it's about a man named Roy Courtney, a seasoned con man who finds himself growing to care for a woman, played by Helen Mirren, whom he's orchestrated his latest scheme against after meeting her online. This is directed by Bill Condon, who also directed Ian McKellen in that movie he was in called Mr. Holmes. It was like that Sherlock Holmes movie, but like if Sherlock Holmes was an older dude. Yeah, this is like kind of feels like an interesting companion piece to that. It's like another like quiet kind of a potboiler movie, like with thriller elements, but more of a psychological thing. It looks really good. It looks very refined, but most importantly, like you mentioned earlier, the acting looks really solid.
The acting out of Ian McKellen and Helen Mirren, Jesus Christ, it kind of made me think, oh, so that's what real movies look like.
Yeah, man, yeah.
I mean, as I've said, you know, probably every episode, I don't completely dislike blockbusters, but this looks like a very nice change of pace without going the weirdo artso indie route.
Yeah,
you know, this is what I'm talking about. Those middle budget movies, middle concept. You know, looks like there's a little action, but you know that it's the intrigue kind. Because I really like the element of Helen Mirren's grandson being all, "Oi, don't trust this." Bruv.
You just met him.
Yeah, well, he doesn't sound like that. He did not say bruv in the trailer, but he should have. Anyway, yeah, you know. So he's all, I don't trust this bloke or whatever. Australian.
I don't trust this chap.
Yeah, sorry. It was mixing up the Brits and the Aussies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now he's all upper class. I don't trust this chap.
Yeah, I don't trust him.
Yeah, whatever. Grandson doesn't like them.
Yeah. Grandson of ambiguous race, or not race, of ambiguous fucking nationality.
Right. Oh, now I remember what I was going to say. He should have said, oi, bruv. He should have called his grandma bruv. Oi, bruv. I don't trust him.
Yeah. No, but...
So bad British accents aside.
The movie, yeah.
Yeah.
This looks good. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And you asked, what else are you going to be seeing? What other shitty movies you're going to be seeing in November? This shitty movie, because this comes out in November.
That's right. God damn it, I forgot. Yeah, this is November. Mm-hmm. So, you know what? It'll be a good counterpoint.
Yeah.
To Charlie's Angels.
I agree.
You know what else I noticed about this trailer immediately that made me way more on board than other ones? It doesn't waste much time. They use an interesting low-angle shot as an establishing shot. You see him walk in, he gets right to the table, and he's talking to Helen Mirren, and immediately you can kind of understand what the plot is.
Yeah.
Without it giving away everything.
Yeah, yeah.
You want this trailer was, this man is a secret, but we're not going to tell you what the hell it is. Mm-hmm. Great. Yeah. I get it. That's all I need to know.
Good hook.
Yeah, I'm there.
Same.
This is skyrocketed on my anticipated list.
Oh, damn, nice.
Not It Chapter 2 or John Wick level, but,
it's arrived.
It's there. Okay, so moving on to our next story. So there's this thing coming, when the hell is it? It's Fantasia Fest.
Yes, it'll be coming around... it's between July 11th and August 1st is the festival, so between those dates.
Okay, so anyway, this festival is coming up as lots of good movies from all sorts of genres, including, sci-fi, martial arts, comedy, drama, and even anime. So there's one animated movie coming out. It's called Promare. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but it's...
Promare? I don't know.
Promare or Promare. It's an anime movie, and it looks real goddamn crazy, and it's from a couple of the guys who worked on Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann.
Them being Hiroyuki Imaishi and Kazuki Nakashima.
Thank you, yes. Those, how could I forget? So those guys are probably well known in anime.
Yeah.
Again, that's not my main forte. But this trailer looks completely insane.
Yeah.
So, I guess spoilers if you haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse. Well, fuck it. I gave you a chance.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse has this ending where there's lots of trippy-ass bright neon colors. Mm-hmm. And this movie looks like that, but for an entire movie.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said. There's people in armor. You got some mechas, of course.
Do you want me to explain the plot of this?
Yeah, because I saw the Japanese trailer and I was still confused, but extremely interested. Go on.
Gallo and the Burning Rescue Fire Department face off against Burnish, a group of mutants who are able to control and wield flames in the fire disaster they have unleashed on Earth. So it's Backdraft.
This sounds awesome.
I could not have, I watched this. I could not have told you this is a fire department firefighting movie.
No, I mean, I still don't get that at all. But now that I know that that's the plot, that's kind of awesome. No, that's cool.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
That's one thing I'll give anime credit for. They're really good at telling stories about kind of an odd conflict. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, Gurren Lagann's about people who live underground and didn't know there was a surface world. And then they have to rediscover it. So that's like a cool idea for a story. Yeah. Instead of, I'm a bad guy and I want to take over the world. This is, we literally want to watch the world burn.
Yeah, man.
That's what the bad guys want this time.
That's pretty high concept, and it's a pretty high concept trailer in terms of color and aesthetic and look and design and action pacing. It's a wacky trailer.
It's a mix of Into the Spider-Verse plus anime plus those Adult Swim promo bump things that they show, but looking like that for a whole movie.
Plus Ladder 49.
Right. Now there's a mashup.
Yeah.
You could set your watch to.
Yeah, oh my god, of course.
Yeah, that's a good one. But there's also something interesting about the animation style.
Mm-hmm. It's like 3D at times.
Sort of. It's one of those things where the hybrid looks. Obviously it looks like it's some sort of hybrid, but it looks a lot better than other hybrids where sometimes the movement looks too like choppy.
Yeah, it's like you almost can't tell. Like, is that 3D or like what? Like, what's going on? It's kind of awesome, but like in a weird way.
Yeah, it looks good. That's what we're trying to say.
It does look pretty goddamn good. And the colors help it. The colors really make the animation pop, even though you can't tell what's 2D and 3D sometimes. If that makes any sense, just watch the trailer.
Yeah, you gotta watch the trailer. It's called Promare.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, Robert. God damn it! If I catch wind of this premiering somewhere, hell or high water, I will go see it. Damn it! I'll bust my ass down to where, or I'll get my ass there.
Yeah.
As long as it's like within the Chicagoland area.
Yeah, it'll be in Dubuque, I guess.
Yeah.
That's my go-to town who the fuck knows?
Yeah. But this is one I'll make a special trip to the theater for, because this looks really fucking crazy.
It does look pretty crazy. I agree.
So that's it. Go watch the trailer for Promare.
Mm-hmm.
Our next story, Bond 25 has released a behind-the-scenes video. And there's a couple interesting things about it. Number one, they for some reason chose to leave out certain footage.
Oh?
Like Daniel Craig breaking his foot.
Yeah. Blowing his ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting you mentioned this because what's your take on this? On why this happened?
Well, see, I thought this was just a weird choice.
Yes.
And it reminded me of another studio that made a very odd choice. They're not exactly the same thing, but to give people context for those of you playing at home, this video is essentially like a...
behind the scenes, like sizzle reel?
It's a behind the scenes sizzle reel.
Yeah.
So you don't...
It's like a B-roll compilation set to music.
Yeah, it's a B-roll compilation set to music, so you don't hear any sound from on set.
Mm-hmm.
And... So I was getting a weird music video vibe, but it's not really a trailer because they show you the cameras dollying and what they're shooting. But it looked like they intercut it with 2 or 3 legit shots,
right,
from the movie.
Yeah,
or at least what looked like shots that may be used.
They all look really fucking good.
Sure, they all look.
Colors are amazing, and that's
and it's in Jamaica.
Oh man.
Yeah, it does a good job of capturing the essence of the location.
But no story beats, no sound, no Bond music, no title still. It's still just Bond 25. They even got a spiffy looking logo that just says the words Bond 25 on it.
But what struck me as weird about this is, what the hell is this, and what's wrong with doing things the old-fashioned way? And it reminded me of Birds of Prey. Mm-hmm. Which that got a lot of shit, Mm-hmm. What is this? Oh, it's too dark, blah, blah, blah. And got a lot of shit for me, because I thought, why is this your best foot to step forward with? Mm-hmm. That's why I thought this was weird. Also, one small note, Daniel Craig was smiling.
Interesting.
Right.
Well,
because I thought he hated this.
I have a theory on this. It's not really a hot take or
let's hear it.
A theory. I honestly think this was a PR move on the part of Sony and like MGM, because there's been a lot of bad press coming out about this movie. Like Daniel Craig obviously hurt himself. Rami Malek allegedly is having that, like, Daniel Craig's recovery time for the injury is going to conflict with another project that Rami Malek has coming up. There's been like budgetary issues and like just logistical issues that have been really publicized. And I honestly do think that because of the fact that they're still kind of early in the shooting schedule and they don't have anything maybe to put together a trailer with, they just kind of made this to save face. And they've been kind of doing this too. Like they posted a picture of Daniel Craig. Did you see the one where he's like working out and he's got like the brace on his leg? He's doing like rows on the rowing machine.
I get the
They've been pretty prolific at trying to combat the bad press, and that's what I think this was, which again makes the Birds of Prey thing look even more like an outlier.
Yeah,
because that didn't really have like shitty press, like to the level of this.
No, but it's funny you mention that because it feels like this is the new version of Star says they're having fun on set. Yeah, and then the movie comes out and it sucks ass.
Right.
So
but he was smiling.
Yeah, but he was smiling in the B-roll. Clearly he was having a good time.
Right.
That, I think you're absolutely right now that I think about it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And, I'll give them this much. It was better than the Birds of Prey trailer because they gave us more to look at for a longer period of time and a lot more interesting images other than just like people standing in a warehouse against the backdrop. This was like, oh shit, that's like
And they
wow, look at the color there. Or like, oh, shit, that's like a dolly shot. Or, oh, that's a Bond's driving a Jeep or some shit. There's a lot going on.
Or how about this? I can see what the fuck that is clearly on screen.
That's Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, it's not obscure. As you said, not only is it not just people standing in a warehouse, but it's also not people standing in a warehouse while being obscured by backlight.
Okay, let's turn up the contrast.
All right.
Turn down the saturation. Make sure you adjust the gamma.
All right.
Okay, now we can make out that it's the fingernail of Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah. You can see the bolt on the crossbow.
Right.
But nothing else. Just the bolt action.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get tired of that shit.
Yeah, it's pretty wacky.
So, in that way, I guess, sure. Mm-hmm. It's just weird that they chose to do B-roll. Because I feel like part of the fun of a movie's marketing is this is an event. This is a thing. Mm-hmm. And not acknowledging that it's like a thing that's made necessarily. It's like, here's the story. Here's what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have press junkets and stuff, but that's different. The context of this is weird. Mm-hmm. That this feels like it's taking the place of a teaser trailer in some ways. Mm-hmm. Obviously, not getting nearly as many views, and it's not being put in front of movies, but still.
And we still don't even have a trailer.
Yeah.
Or not a trailer, a title.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The rumor is that...
When the hell is this coming out?
Next May? No, next April.
Next April.
The rumor is...
possibly later.
Yeah. The rumor is the title is going to be Shatterhand, but I don't know.
Maybe it should be Shatter Ankle?
Yeah.
Sorry, it was just sitting right there.
Shatter Wrist, Shatter Ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shatter Foot. Well, I don't know what was his foot or ankle he broke.
I think it was his ankle.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it was a break. Maybe it was like a sprain.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it was enough. That's for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So that was just weird, and I don't know if I really like it or dislike it.
No, it looked good. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I mean...
I just don't know what to take from it. Like Birds of Prey, but to a lesser degree. And it's like, okay.
To me, it's just... I don't understand why this is your first move, even if it is a PR. Mm-hmm. Or a PR move, rather. That's just weird to me.
Right.
All right, so that'll do it. Our next story, we've got a trailer for a certain superhero team going up against another certain superhero team. Mm-hmm. We've got a trailer for Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans. What were your thoughts on this trailer?
From what I understand, this was something that was teased at the end of the Teen Titans Go to the Movies film. And yeah, I mean, we've already kind of touched upon our feelings about Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. I love Teen Titans, the original show.
Right.
I like Teen Titans Go. I don't hate it. Like a lot of people
depends on the
despise
episode.
It. Yeah, like there's some episodes where I'd be like, all right,
there's
some headache already. I can't
Yeah.
fucking watch this. Others like this is funny. You know, like that's a clever joke or a clever idea for a conflict or whatever. But this is now the meeting of the minds. We're gonna have both of these characters from different multiverses, as it were, going up against each other and fighting each other for presumably a certain amount of time, and then teaming up for presumably a certain amount of time, as it shows in the trailer.
Yeah, as all these versus things usually turn out.
Right.
One interesting thing is, so that all looks good, and I think the animation looks really awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it looks smooth, the backgrounds look good, character designs are obviously good.
Yeah.
It is a little jarring when they're all next to like the serious ones with the Go.
Yeah.
But it looks funny. But then there's the part at the end where I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
What's that?
They're in the North Pole and Robin is fighting Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, Santa's there.
Yeah, what is going on there?
I have no idea.
How did we go from multiverse fight with what's Raven's dad's name? Trigon, pulling strings to all of a sudden we're in the North Pole.
Maybe it's a deleted scene.
I don't care what it is, but you know what? With the way Teen Titans Go works, I'll roll with it.
Same here. And from what I understand, this is going to be coming out direct to DVD / Blu-ray / VOD, I think, later this year.
That's correct. Mm-hmm. So I'll be looking forward to that one.
As will I.
All right. Next is for a movie coming out. I don't know when, because it's one of those cheaper horror movies.
Yeah.
It's called A.M.I, or A.M.I. This movie looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks. Look out at Chapter 2.
Yeah.
New most anticipated film of the year. This movie is about a girl. This movie is about a young lady whose mother has passed, and she gets this phone mysteriously
with an AI on it.
Yeah, it's kind of like Siri, but Amy or whatever.
Yeah,
and it changes its voice, and then she says, "That's just like my, like your mom. Shut the fuck up. We know where this is going." And that's like your mother, bleep, 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 and it starts like downloading all this shit from this girl's life, and so it tries to be like her mom now, but it's also telling her to kill people.
Oh my god,
it's great. This is like one of the best cookie cutter cliche technology, man. One of those movies, but it looks amazingly terrible.
This does not look great. I mean, it looks like a real fun time, but oh man, does this look stupid.
I wish this was coming to theaters, because I can tell by the quality of the camera and everything. It's definitely a direct-to-video.
This reminds me of that fucking movie that Sarah Marshall was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. That was actually a parody of that.
Yeah, I was thinking that
movie because they're called Pulse that Kristen Bell was in. A parody of that. Honestly,
that's what it's. I thought that in the back of my head, because you're talking about the scene where the four of them are at dinner.
Yeah,
and then Jason Segel
are killing people.
Yeah, Jason Segel and what's his name?
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand are making fun. He's like, terrible garbage. I was like, yeah, remember? Hello, Dead.
Yeah.
That's almost what this movie is, but real.
A little bit.
Because remember when, what's her face? Kristen Bell's character's like, that was interesting about technology.
Some of these actors are doing that. Like, I thought it was a good idea. And, like, some of these actors are trying. But this does look wacky as hell. I love the shitty boyfriend who's like,
oh, that was the best.
Thursday's leg day.
No. So are we still on for tonight? No, I got practice, and then tomorrow's leg day.
Yeah.
I feel like the writer just snooped around a high school or a college campus and just like wrote down notes of like when he heard people say things. Leg day. Okay,
interesting.
I should use that in the script.
Yeah.
The dialogue is so unnatural in this.
Yeah, like she's sitting with her friend, and they're like,
"It's so weird." No, it's not. Yeah, it is. It's so weird. Oh my god! No, the dialogue is something special.
Yeah, it's
really groundbreaking.
This is goofy as hell. This does not have a release date.
Oh god damn it! Have I ever wanted a movie to have a release date as bad as this?
2019 is the release date, so
you're killing me.
That's a wide swath.
God, I hope it's soon. This movie looks amazing.
Oh man,
it really looks like it has all the hallmarks of a true 2 out of 2 bombs.
I hope you're right.
Yeah. So look out for A.M.I, everybody, because according to one of the critics, this movie will make you scared to pick up your phone ever again. Or whatever bullshit.
Oh, boy.
Well, at least they're trying. Well, anyway, on to our next story. It's time for a super long, extra short, special report.
Fast and Furious 9 started filming. That's all. Back to Alex in the studio.
Thank you for that special report, Robert. On to our next story. So the fellows at Troma, the producers have teamed together with a Portuguese director. What is his name again?
Fernando Aye.
So they've come together to make a wonderful film. It's called Mutant Blast. And this movie looks like it's a zombie movie, sort of, with your typical shit where we tried making super soldiers, and the experiments went horribly wrong.
Of course.
And there's this, bodybuilder dude who's, stomping heads and making them explode.
Punching heads off.
Clean
off.
Yeah, clean off. And I know you might be thinking, well, how is this different? Except there's also a giant crab monster.
Yes.
And a giant rat monster.
And a guy with the head, or the hand growing out of his head.
Yeah, so it looks like...
forget.
Yeah, it's not just zombies. It's mutated people, mutated critters.
I mean, this looks very in keeping with the trauma-isms that we know and love, you know?
Right. The thing that threw me off, though, was they didn't have the... You know, when they showed trauma, I said, where's the trauma music? The... dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, dun-dun-dun-dun. Mm-hmm. So they're playing regular trailer music. I said, this is trauma? I don't know.
Right.
Not with this music. And then as soon as that first head is punched off, I thought, yeah, this seems about... Yeah. Seems about par of the course.
Right. Yeah, no, it does. And the story, yeah, as you mentioned, it seems just about right.
It's fairly coherent for a trauma movie.
Yeah, it's like, well, the summary, as you gave it, it's, Maria, a fearless soldier, and TS-347, a man with superhuman strength, are being pursued by a military cell responsible for scientific experiments that have resulted in a zombie apocalypse. So, yeah, what you glean from the trailer is that's what the movie's about.
I don't know. I mean, I've never seen a movie that really emphasized head squishings and punching offs quite as well as this movie.
Right. No, I agree.
So when is this out? Does it say?
This one is.
Or is this just another one of those movies that'll get lost in the shuffle that we'll never see?
I don't know. This one says
we'll never see an advertisement for.
This one says it's technically already out.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, it was actually in town.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me.
It was at the Windy City Horrorama on April 26th.
Damn it.
But yeah, I have no idea when it'll be available.
Well, get your tickets ready for the Horrorama next year if you want to see movies similar to this one.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we've given you a fair, almost year warning in advance.
Yeah, and keep an eye out for this one if it ever ends up on, the shelves of your local Target or the annals of, your YouTube bootleg playlist.
Either that or maybe VOD.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or on Netflix. Could be on Netflix.
Oh, I hope so. So check out the trailer for Mutant Blast. It looks like it'll be a blast.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a Mutant Blast.
Oh. It'll be a blast that will be...
It'll be pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying too hard, didn't have anything, so I was like, fuck it. I was going to say it'll be a mutant blast, but then, that doesn't fuck with the expectations because you said it. So I had nothing.
That's okay.
All right, so that will do it for the news. And now we move on to the review portion of this podcast. And we, of course, both saw the Child's Play remake. And here's a highlight reel about my thoughts going into it over the course of a few months. Where do I start with this? Okay, so for those of you who like the Chucky series, Child's Play, there's a remake in the works back with MGM. Oh, this pisses me off. This is like, can we stop this shit? Oh, Jesus Christ. This is like, no, I'm not overreacting. Lars Klevberg.
Oh, yeah.
The fuck, man? Why? The Child's Play remake has started production.
We got a photo of Chucky.
You see one of his eyes, it's too big. He doesn't look scary.
Dare I say, is Brad Dourif replaceable?
No, fuck that.
I feel you.
This is so fucking ridiculous. Fuck you.
Yes.
So fuck this Chucky movie. I hope it fails. We're talking about Child's Play, that shitty remake. The Child's Play remake trailer. It's dropped, and I might have to eat crow. I might. This looks pretty good, the way it's shot and all. I guess now that I'll take a step back more rationally than just spazzing out like, fuck you, this is a goddamn team.
They have just cast Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky in Child's Play.
It's a good choice.
Dare I say, is Brad Dourif replaceable?
No, fuck that.
I feel you. They have just cast Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky in Child's Play.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's a great choice.
They impressed the shit out of me. If I end up seeing this and liking this, I'll make a highlight reel of all the horrible, nasty, negative things I've said, and then we'll review it right after that highlight reel. Well, I'm a man of my word, and here we are, and I'm gonna eat a little bit of crow.
Just a little bit?
I mean, a decent bit, actually.
Really?
I mean, yeah. I thought this movie was pretty all right.
I am in agreement with you.
Yeah.
This movie's pretty good. And it's a testament, and this review and this whole thing that we put together before the review is a testament to how one's opinions of things can evolve.
Yeah, they definitely can. And I thought it was weird you want to know what the weird thing is? I liked this movie, and I kind of don't like that I did.
Yeah.
The reason for that is there was so much different about this than the original Child's Play series, and we kind of knew that going in, but that didn't stop it from being a good movie. When oftentimes when you make changes like that, I would say majority of the time when you make major changes like that, it does affect the overall quality of the final product. So I just don't like that this is going to set the precedent. See, you can make remakes of everything. I mean, as if there aren't enough already. But with horror, I guess, at the end of the day, it's kind of an outlier. And that remakes are generally better than remakes of other genres, usually.
Sure. Obviously, this is not the same Child's Play as the one in 1988.
Yeah.
The Buddy doll is no longer possessed by Charles Lee Ray. It is simply a doll... like Amazon Alexa that's gone haywire.
Right.
And I'll say this much. I appreciated it. I didn't really feel as tied, and I know you're obviously a huge fan of the original, but I thought this played it right in that it was a revisitation of narrative material that it tried neither to completely replicate nor bastardize the original story. Like, yeah, the central conceit is completely different. Chucky's not he's not a person. He's a malfunctioning device. But I think there are several things in this that do remain true to the original. Like, a lot of the family dynamic is the same. Obviously, there's no dad in the picture. There's other things going on with the family dynamic, but
we'll get to some of that in spoilers.
It's just Andy and his mom. Andy's different, but even then, there's still some things involved with the central conceit of what's going on, specifically involved with who trusts Andy and like whether or not Andy is connected to things that Chucky does or whether or not Andy himself is blamed for things that Chucky does. That is straight up like an echoing of what the original Child's Play was. Andy being connected to the murders that Chucky commits in that film too.
That's actually one of the things I thought they did kind of a shitty job of. Without explaining too much, Andy isn't really considered a number one suspect right away. No. And I think this, you know what I would say? The overall story of this movie is very strong. I like the idea of a haywire device, and I kind of liked that they did a really good job of exploring AI and what AI is actually. Yeah, I agree. So that was really well done, but there's just little things in the final script, I guess you could say, that just kind of didn't work. And that was one of them that I actually kind of didn't like. Is I thought that the Andy situation in relation to the murders wasn't really handled. It was kind of sloppy.
Well, it's not as good.
It's not as good as the first one.
But it's there. Like, it's still like, and that's the thing I liked, is that this isn't like, oh, I remember that from the first, like, this wasn't fan service gasm.
Oh, not at all. That's okay. Let's give it major props for that. This did not. It was not just a circle jerk to the original movie, which is nice.
There's one line that's a throw, like it's a nod to the original, and that's it. And it's not even a complete like re-utterance of the exact.
Oh,
line.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But even then, it's kind of like if you haven't seen the original, right? You're like, oh yeah, I guess that is the line that they say. But
it's not like in. Even though I like the new Halloween, like Jesus Christ, some of the things, oh, I've seen the first one.
She looked out the window and he's there. Oh my god, no, she's there. And that's a good movie. And
Which begs the question, why the hell couldn't have this have been an original movie?
Yes.
You literally needed to change about 2 more things, and it basically was. Change the names of the characters, change Chucky's name, and change his design a little more, and you have an original movie, essentially.
Yes. It's a weird zone that I find myself in because, like, I do appreciate that they didn't completely remake the movie. Because I don't know if I would have liked that. It would have been, like, maybe not, like, so much like Gus Van Sant's Psycho, but, like, why the fuck would I need to see a shot-for-shot remake of Child's Play? It already exists.
Right. And so, yeah, that was one big point I had, is that really this should have been an original movie. Chucky's character is very different.
Very different.
In a lot of ways.
Likeable.
And, yeah, I was going to say, you know what's the weirdest thing about this movie that I would have never guessed in a million years, that I would say, the sense, Chucky's almost sympathetic.
Yeah.
Because you know what I felt was very strange about this? He's an AI, but when this AI malfunctions, it has consequences. And I thought, this is kind of like an actual person almost.
Well,
or it's in a different way than Charles Lee Ray in the original series is legitimately a person in a doll's body. But it was almost like, what else can do this? I was trying to compare Chucky to something. I'm like, what else could possibly hurt you that's not really a human? I thought, I guess like a pet maybe?
Yeah.
It's a different dynamic completely between Chucky and Andy.
Yeah, no, that has definitely also changed. Like, Chucky's motives come from a inherently good place,
right? As
opposed to Charles Lee Ray, who literally he wants to just kill Andy because he wants his soul. He wants to be able to.
He directly wants something from Andy.
Yeah, this one it's different. Chucky wants something good for the most part, but goes about it in the wrong ways, and that is completely different thing from the original Child's Play. But again, for me, what remained true to the original Child's Play was, I think, a lot of the intangibles, like the spirit and like the humor and the soul of this movie is very cheeky and like kind of it bridges that gap between like, is this an action movie? You know, like the way the first Child's Play did it. It felt different in terms of story and in terms of character from the original Child's Play, but as like a spiritual successor, I'm like, this is. Yeah, no, it definitely had some of those vibes, especially the humor. This movie was a lot funnier than I ever imagined it was going to be. Audience had a blast at my screen.
Yeah, I was going to say that this got a very positive reaction out of my audience as well.
Couple of real banger lines that I was like, caught me off guard. Like, that's fucking hilarious.
Well, and let's just get to the chase with that. That was in no small part because of Mark Hamill.
Excellent job. Great casting choice. Great pull. I thought that all the things that we spoke to about Chucky's character being different but good, again, like you said, thanks in no small part to just Mark Hamill's performance overall. Yeah, he nailed it. Though I thought there were some performances where I was kind of surprised. There were a couple that I thought were a little bit weak. I didn't really think Aubrey Plaza was all that great, if I'm being honest. Kind of agree with you there. It felt like she was just kind of playing her normal Aubrey Plaza, like, not about this attitude. And it didn't fit, and there's actually kind of a crucial part in the movie. It's early on, and we'll get into that in just a second in spoilers, where I thought, that's real fucking lazy. That's your explanation kind of deal. She also just, like, and I don't know if this is the performance or how the character's written, but Karen Barkley is just like, you get the sense that, like, and obviously this world's just more crap-sacky. Yeah. But, like, she's not a great mom. Yeah, I kind of got that vibe. And I also got that, I got the same thing from Brian Tyree Henry. Like, this guy is a shitty detective. Well, I at least liked his performance because, like, I thought his performance was all right. I thought the character was just inconsistent. Right. I just thought the dude, he's a great actor, and I thought in every role, the dude exudes cool. Like, he's just like, he's a charismatic guy. Right. I like the main kid, too. Yeah, I was going to say the kid is really good, and I think his friends are pretty solid, too. Yeah, not bad.
All right, so we want to move on to spoilers.
Let's do it.
Okay, if you fucking ever talked back to a customer like that, like Karen Barkley does, you'd be fucking fired.
Oh,
I'm sorry to bring into
scene.
like little nitpicks. But it's like you can't. Yeah, the guy's like, I don't want the fucking ginger doll.
Yeah.
Well, if you just look through the window, you can see it's blonde. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Also, it's like if she says it under her breath. Like, after he leaves, she'd be a little more sympathetic of a character. Mm-hmm. And the thing I was talking about, where I said, really, that's bullshit. What that was referring to is, I thought it'd be funny. With how she buys Chucky.
Yeah.
Give me a goddamn break. That's what I meant by the story was good, but there's little, like, nuts and bolts things with the screenplay that just came across as really goddamn lazy. There's another one like that. When Omar gets Chucky, someone left this on my doorstep. Didn't question it.
Yeah.
It's like, I hope there... It's like, I figured, no, there probably isn't anthrax or a bomb inside of it. Fuck it. People always leave dolls, creepy-ass dolls, on the front porch. Mm-hmm. And also, Mike Norris in this is a fucking idiot. Mm-hmm. Now, wait a minute. It takes him to, like, the second act turning point to finally arrest Andy. Mm-hmm. Not even, like, really question him. Mm-hmm. Well, they question Karen, but I don't think they question him.
No.
Which is ludicrous, because it'd be like, first question, were there disagreements at home? Mm-hmm. Were there disagreements between Andy and the boyfriend?
Right. Yeah. It also kind of plays the whole dynamic of, and this is where I think I sympathize with what you were saying, like, the whole dynamic of Chucky feasibly killing people isn't as unbelievable in this world as it is in the 1988 one.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, don't be crazy. Andy, Chucky is a toy that can walk by itself and function like a fucking person.
Yeah.
Andy, you're just making up stories. Yeah, you're right. That's what I mean. There were certain things that felt lazier. Mm-hmm. And I think overall, it still worked.
Yeah, I think a lot of that came from just the fact that it, like I think we were talking about, it's, for the most part, technically speaking, really solid. It looks really good.
Oh, speaking of technically, yeah, the cinematography was crazy good in this.
Oh, yeah.
A
lot of long hallways.
Long hallways, the eeriness of the atmosphere.
Good color work.
Even they chose, shout out to the location scout.
Yeah,
really,
for real,
everything looked good. No, but the overall idea of this AI thing was really well done because, as we all know, or maybe you don't know, so it starts off they're in the factory in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And this guy hates his life, and the rich asshole boss is yelling at him and smacking him and says, you know what, fuck this, I'm outie. I'm taking off all the safety protocols.
Which I have clearance to do.
Yeah. It's like, so don't fuck with people who can turn your toys into killers.
That's the thing that cracked me up too, is like, violence protocols enabled. I'm like, that's in that? Who the fuck programmed that into Chucky? And
well, they probably have to, because if it can learn, it could learn that's the whole thing.
Yeah. So it's like, what's going on at Caslin Corp?
That's another good... See, you know what this movie did, though? That did really right, and this is kind of getting ahead of myself. When it comes to sequels, they're not like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, post-credit scene. I mean, they kind of have one, but it really doesn't count.
No, it doesn't push the. It doesn't really push the envelope. It's like your stereotypical horror ending.
Yeah, it's just like a laugh, a sound, this or that. In this case, it's a wonderful little song.
Oh man,
that's what I was telling you about a week ago when I was whistling that, and I couldn't tell you what it was. I didn't want to ruin it.
It's a good one.
Yeah, the Buddy song. I was a big fan of the Buddy song. But that was an interesting thing is, I like how, without being too technology man, this movie made a good point. It said, yeah, we all have phones and shit like that. Mm-hmm. It's not like anti-technology, but I think it did a really good job speaking to the over-reliance. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got my Caslin car to take me to bingo.
Yeah.
Oh, I can have my Caslin turn up and down the thermostat. I just have everything connected to it through Bluetooth.
Right.
I feel like if you're an old person who just hates cell phones and technology, you might love this movie.
You could.
God, kill them, Chucky. Tell them how fucking stupid they are. They should use typewriters like me.
Teach them a lesson.
Yeah, teach them a lesson. Yeah, back in my day, when you're pissed off, you wrote a letter.
Yeah.
You sent it in the mail.
Let's talk about the look of Chucky and the puppeteer work.
Top notch. The puppeteer work.
Yeah?
I thought it looked fine.
I thought it varied between...
Well, okay, it varied when there's a CGI shot at the very end that was not good.
Yeah, but this is where I lost a little bit of the intention, is like, is he supposed to look bad?
I think...
is his mouth supposed to be like, hi, my name is Chucky. It's like, because obviously in the original, he's like a person and he like talks. And like this one, he's a robot. But like a lot of the face looks fucking weird. And I think that's the point.
I think it's supposed to look a little weird and off-putting because it's like, this is very fucking crazy that anyone would give a child this.
Yeah, but then again, I also think that like maybe we're just excusing them not having enough money to put into fucking puppeteering and like design shit, because they only made this for $10 million.
Okay, cut them some goddamn slack. For $10 million, this looks pretty good.
As I said, it varies. It varies between looking fine and sometimes really not great. But I will say at a point, I got used to it.
Yeah,
I got used to, I'm like, all right, this is just how Chucky's gonna look. Dude, there were times where I'm like, this makes the 88 movie look like fucking Jurassic Park compared to like some like Ray Harryhausen shit. Like the 88 movie, I'm like, no, the 88 Chucky movie did this, like they had a scene like this and like they did it better, or like the facial shit just looked better. Oh no, the facial shit was definitely better, but let's just give it the excuse, because god damn it, I can't believe here I am defending this movie. And you know what the weird thing was? I was reading a lot of reviews and a bunch of the negative ones, all they kept saying was, well, when the original one, Chucky was more like... It's like, look, if you look at this as its own movie, it's good. It's entertaining. There are certain things about the original one that are obviously better, and I think the original one is a way better movie in general. Sure. But if this is operating autonomously, if you will, this is a good movie. And speaking of things they did well... the dynamic between Chucky and Andy. The main difference here is, obviously, Chucky, he's like a little kid. He's like a toddler. He's just learning. He's trying to be fun and have fun and be happy. He wants to protect Andy. He wants to make Andy happy. And the funny part about that is his motivation is completely changed. He goes from... In the first one, as you said, he's a person who needs Andy's soul. So he needs to kill Andy, essentially. Right. Or, not kill him, but transfer his soul into his body. But in this, his motivation is sour grapes. He's just salty as fuck. Because Andy decides that he likes his real friends better. Yeah, by the way, good message. Oh, yeah. Real friends. True. So all of a sudden Chucky's like, you know what? Fuck you, Andy. If I can't have you, no one can. He just becomes a jealous little bitch. He does. I mean, it's true. He gets all mad. And that dynamic is, it works, and it makes for a couple of scenes that are really fun and really like, that would happen in this misunderstanding of a scene. You know what? The one scene I loved where Chucky turns on all the screens in the store. Oh, no. He's talking to him. He's right there in front of him. But now he's Chode or whatever Omar renamed him. Chode. Yeah. And then he's like, well, fuck you. And he's like, I'll kill you. Like they're having that, what do you call that? Like when they have those like, it's like they have these in spy movies all the time where the bad guy and the good guy are meeting in like a weird public setting and they can't really do anything about it right then and there. So I love that dynamic. And then, of course, Andy goes berserk and gets in a fight with Omar, and shit really seems like it's hitting the fan. Speaking of violence. Oh, boy. And new paragraph. Let's talk about some of the kills in this. Ooh. And may I start by saying, this is for Tupac. Oh, my God. I loved that. That was a line that caught me off guard. I'm like, wow, that's funny. It's funny, and it's just, wow, is Chucky... creepy in a different way. Creepy in that he's just like he's just a really strong kid that like is like, you're like, no, idiot, this isn't how people work. Yeah. Stop killing me.
he kind of Chucky almost reminded me of a robot toddler version of Lou Bloom from Nightcrawler.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, you don't get people, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love this scene. It's so weird. I love the first scene where it occurs to you that Chucky is capable of violence.
Oh, the cat scene?
Oh, yeah. But then also the other scene where he's completely capable of understanding monkey see, monkey do, and misinterpreting.
The Texas Chainsaw scene?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was another great scene because all of a sudden you see Chucky accidentally cuts him. It's like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, whoa. This is not just... That's your first awakening. I mean, we already know because we saw the safety protocols being shut off, but that's your first moment where you say, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it is definitely more than just a toy.
Well, it makes sense as a scene dynamic because he's like, oh, okay, so violence is a good thing. It makes people laugh.
Yeah, it makes them happy. Mm-hmm. And it's
machine learning, man.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Violence makes happy. Get knife, stab, make happy.
If still alive, then stab more.
Must make happy. Chunk, chunk. Not happy enough. Chunk, chunk.
It's different from 88 Child's Play, but it's effective.
Yeah, and you want to know what the other thing is? In a similar, but also in a different way from 88 Child's Play, is the idea that it's right in front of your face what's horrible and scary about this thing. Obviously, in Chucky, it's, oh, he's just a doll in the first one.
Right.
In this, it's, he's just a robot, but there's some unsettling things about him. You want to know what's honestly one of my favorite little subtle things? The look Andy gives him when he's saying, let's scare my mom's boyfriend. He's such a jerk. Now gnarl your teeth. It's like, yeah, that's good. That's like a little too good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get the idea. If he can make a face like this, what the fuck else is wrong with him?
Right.
You know, it's like he's doing this too well. Like, and that it's like it's a great foreshadowing. Like, this little dude is scary.
Yeah,
perhaps a little too scary. Yeah,
he's a little engine that can.
He's boy is he ever. The Caslin car thing. You know what the other thing that they did well is. I was worried from the second trailer. Oh, he's just going to kill them using technology. No, he's still right in your face.
Yeah, no, he does.
You know, because they combine them. That's what makes it awesome. So, like, when he gets sent down the garbage dump.
Yeah, and the janitor.
Yeah, when he's working on him, and then he's hanging onto the pipe.
Oof.
So Chucky turns up the heat. But he doesn't turn up the heat just to have him melt or whatever. He turns up the heat so he can fall to the ground and then stab him.
Yeah.
That's what made Chucky's just a vicious little bastard. So that hasn't changed about Chucky.
That's true. Yeah. Falls right onto a table saw.
Also, another interesting thing, the scene right before that. Did you weirdly feel sad in that scene?
Which one?
Stop it, no! When they're taking out his core.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
Like,
they hit him with like a weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, you're like... And then you're thinking to yourself, like, well, what the fuck? This isn't a person.
Yeah, no.
And then I thought, but what is human? I'm like, am I having a fucking...
existential crisis?
Like, am I discussing philosophical musings of what makes a human during a goddamn Child's Play movie?
It's Mark Hamill, man.
Yeah, dude. He really brought Chucky to life. I know that's kind of a cliche, but...
It's true.
It is weird how... Even though it's weird how well this movie handled the concept of AI. When I thought it was totally going to be technology, man, but it wasn't. It was actually very interesting.
Yeah, very nuanced.
Right. Let's see what else we got.
Oh, the music. I know we talked about the music, like the song that they used, but Bear McCreary's score,
Killed
fun.
it, man.
Yeah, a lot of music box stuff.
Score. Yeah, I really like the score, and it was one of those things. God damn, it's just so hard not to, not compare it or whatever. But in comparison to the original score, it was a good way to be like, yeah, it's similar, and that has the wind-up toy kind of weird, unconventional instruments,
right?
But in his own way.
Right.
Thought the score was really, really solid.
You can tell he had a lot of fun with it.
So let's talk about the third act a bit.
Okay.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
However, the toy store freakout I felt like I was a little let down. I thought there should have been more Chuckies.
Yeah?
Which I'm being a huge hypocrite jackass because I said, nah, fuck that. Don't turn this into a zombie movie or Gremlins. But because they set it up so well and that ominous time to play and all that shit, then all of a sudden, Andy kind of has this I told you assholes moment. You know?
Yeah.
They only show about 3 or 4 other dolls, really. And they're mostly the bear Chuckies.
The bear Chucky.
which I love how they're programmed to be stronger than the regular Chuckies.
That's so crazy because it's a fucking bear. It's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, it's crazy. That ending scene is there's a lot going on. I love the setup for it. I love the dude.
Yeah,
the big head.
Right? Oh, you mean he's just like bleeding out.
Oh, poor guy. And then he gets fucking rammed by the drone.
Right?
Same fucking guy. This is it's a fun conclusion. What did you think of the very, very end?
There's one part that I liked, and I actually wrote a note down specifically of this. Andy pulls a Demolition Man.
How so?
So, in Demolition Man, at the sort of the end of the movie, John Spartan and whatever Sandra Bullock's character's name is, so they get the best of a few baddies. But then he does the knockout stick and leaves her hanging. Like, all right, you made it this far, but I gotta handle the rest on my own. Andy pulls a Demolition Man. He doesn't zap his friends unconscious, but he does leave them on the other side of the metal door closing on the store.
Right.
He said, no, fuck this. I gotta do this myself. And I really think, for whatever reason, that was the right choice.
Yeah, it was.
To make it scarier. It's Andy's conflict to solve.
Yeah, I agree.
And what I liked was it actually changed something that I thought was going to happen based on the trailer. And then I thought, oh God, all 4 of these kids are going to come in and just, turn it into an action movie where it's just like Zack Snyder slow-mo. They're just cutting Chuckies in half and shit. It was much better. Chucky, you and me, motherfucker, let's handle this.
Yeah. That whole endings, or that whole scene where that you see in the trailer, they're going to town and I'm like the fucking printer from Office Space. It's really just the ending,
right? Which I thought
it's like an
was
epilogue.
Great. Yeah, it's an epilogue where they just finally destroy the dollar, so they think.
Yeah, so we think.
Yeah, okay. That final confrontation, Chucky's red eyes glowing with anger. Love the red eyes in general. I just thought that was a good motif, if you will. That whole ending was pretty crazy, though.
Brian Tyree Henry gets to utter the line from the original.
This is the end.
But he doesn't say friend.
Oh, right.
But I was like, okay.
All right. See, that got out of a few people in my theater.
I was just happy that he didn't go out like a punk. I'm like, oh, come on. He can't
true.
He can't get throated by a fucking drone. No, he doesn't get the final blow on Chucky, but he shoots him and then Aubrey Plaza
just rips his head off. Yeah. All of a sudden, she turns into a mama blue jay.
Yeah, no, I'm like,
she doesn't
okay.
fuck around.
All right, then.
Yeah. I thought it was great how MGM just was like, quick, what else do we own? Let's get a Easter egg in there.
Yeah.
Dead or alive, kid, you're coming with me.
Yeah. RoboCop.
Man. But it was great how Chucky could be everywhere, be in his ear directly.
Yeah, I like that too.
Everything he can connect to.
Literally in his head.
That's what I'm saying is so fucking scary, is the idea everything's completely connected. It's all there.
And the scarier thing is that we liked this movie.
That really freaks me out.
Yeah.
Here I am defending this when people were, bashing on it.
Yeah, this is a good film. What do you think? Moving on to scores?
Yeah, let's move on to scores.
I really like this. I didn't expect this to be as good as it ended up being.
Wait a minute. I forgot there's one huge plot hole.
Who dat?
Well, it's the phone thing. Like, oh, Andy, I don't believe you. We're not even going to look at the phone. It's like, look, asshole, I will show you. Yeah. This thing has recorded everything he's fucking done.
Yeah, I have video evidence.
That is a pretty sizable plot hole.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's like, they don't explain it away, but it's like they connect it to Andy's phone, which is like broken or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
okay. So I guess
it's like,
it's a little bit of a cop-out, but I felt like it was a major plot hole.
Yeah, it's definitely a something that needed to be smoothed out, but No, I really enjoyed this. I had a great time with it, if
Yeah.
anything. It's not amazing. Like, it's definitely not as good as the original, but
Okay.
as a reinterpretation of the 88 Tom Holland, not Spider-Man classic, it's real solid. I'd give it a 7.
7?
And that's like, look, this is a horror remake, like, post-2010s.
Yeah.
This is probably not going to be amazing, but it wasn't. Or it wasn't not amazing. It was good.
Yeah.
Very, very solid.
I thought it was a real fun time, and I'd actually give it the same score, but at my version, 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Mostly because there are a couple weak character performances I couldn't really forgive.
Sure.
And there was a couple major plot holes. But overall, I was very entertained, and it was a good time. So 3 out of 5 from me, and a 7 from you.
Were you 3 out of 5 or 3.5?
Sorry, 3.5.
Okay, that brings us to a grand total of 10.5 out of 15.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all.
Well done, Chucky. You done good. So that'll do it for our review of Toys Ruining Your Life. Thank you for listening to episode 52 of Bonus Features with Alex and Robert. I'm Alex.
And I'm Robert.
And if you liked what you heard and you'd like to hear more, make sure to subscribe and like us on YouTube to stay up to date with all our latest videos. And you can find us on all our social media by searching Bonus Features with Alex and Robert on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and Shout Engine. Again, to find us on all 4 of those, just type in Bonus Features with Alex and Robert. Oh yeah, and you can also find us on Twitter, Bonus Features AR.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Twitter.
Yep, so again, that's Bonus Features AR. And now it's time for album recommendations. And in light of Jeff Austin's passing, I'm going to recommend Elevation by Yonder Mountain String Band. Great bluegrass album, and a great introduction to people who like more rock music, but are also trying to get into bluegrass.
Neat. I've got a weird recommendation because it's from an artist that I don't particularly care for, but it's an album of his that I guess a lot of his fans don't like because it was a huge departure for him. It is called Ouroboros by none other than Ray LaMontagne.
Huh.
Now, get this. This is not your typical Ray LaMontagne indie rock thing. This is a psychedelic rock album that he made with none other than Yimmy James, Mr. Jim James of My Morning Jacket.
Oh, did he now?
Yes, so it's...
Because I was like, I barely know who the fuck Ray LaMontagne is. Not interested.
You've probably heard some of his stuff, but
That's what I figured.
I was the same way.
But
I'm
now
like,
that you said Jim James.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is not at all the music that I know this guy. And I'm like, oh, okay, My Morning Jacket, different type of deal. And I like it a lot. It's fun, mellow, and psychedelic-y, kind of Dark Side of the Moon-esque.
Okay, so you got some bluegrass and some Dark Side of the Moon. Good mix of albums. All right, so that'll do it for this episode, actually. So see you guys next time.